Hello everyone, it's your boy John back with some more Spook review. Gonna finish out this nuke top 5 video that I started last week. For those of you unfamiliar with the format, because this is literally the second installment, this is the clip or this is the show where I just basically do one of my favorite things. Watch paranormal top 5 channels on YouTube and go over the plausibility of each of the clips. So we're gonna have some fun doing that. Just to go over my own personal biases, I am a pretty devout Christian, so I am predisposed to believing in the paranormal, but I tend to leave it as one of my last explanations for something, last plausible explanations. So I'd like to think I have a decently objective head for this, but also leave it open to the possibility of there being paranormal activity. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's watch these last 2 clips and enjoy the show.
Paranormal investigators Kevin and cameraman Fabio from the YouTube channel Archivo Extinto explore a cemetery in Mexico where mostly children are buried. The graveyard's caretaker believes the cemetery to be extremely haunted. He says that he's only worked at the children's graveyard for 2 years, but in that time, he claims he's heard voices and has seen the ghosts of children playfully running around the gravestones. As host Kevin is telling the caretaker's creepy story, he and cameraman Fabio are interrupted.
Él ya lleva aproximadamente 2 años trabajando en este lugar y nos cuenta que en todo este tiempo ha tenido manifestaciones, incluso en donde él duerme. Nos comentaba que le han bajado. ¿Qué pasó?
No sé, güey, no mames.
¿Se escuchó?
Sí. No sé, no.
¿Fue como un quejido?
Sí.
As Kevin is right in the middle of telling the story about the cemetery's caretaker, a child's faint moan can be heard right behind cameraman Fabio. Fabio quickly turns around, but there's no one there. Kevin begins to ask questions directed at the child's spirit that might be following them, and the strange activity begins to intensify.
Niño, si quieres jugar, no seas mamón, güey. A tu lado, a tu costado, sí. Hacia allá se escuchó, güey. Se escuchó hacia allá. No mames, cabrón. Otra risa. Fue otra risa, güey.
Even though he's a bit spooked, Archivo Extinto host Kevin begins to taunt the entity to show itself. What happens next is downright chilling.
No tengo miedo absoluto. Te pido que te manifiestes. No seas mamón, güey. Allá, acá.
Fue acá abajo como...
Acá abajo, güey. No mames. Alguien corrió, güey. ¿Escuchaste?
Corrió, güey.
No mames. Dime qué es lo que quieres, niño. Vete a la chingada. ¿Qué chingados?
Cameraman Fabio has now had enough and just wants to get out of there. As they are heading towards the graveyard's exit, Kevin reflects on what they have experienced at the creepy cemetery. Fabio pans the camera around one last time and captures something truly terrifying.
Un cementerio lleno de actividad, repleto de manifestaciones paranormales, muchas energías, mucha energía vagando por...
I don't know what that means. A lot of energy. What do you mean energy? Do you mean like the definition of energy from physics? What are you talking about?
todas las tumbas, por todo el sitio, tratando de jugar.
Did you see it?
Ooh.
As Fabio pans his camera around to get a quick shot of the cemetery around them, something seems to be standing right behind them. The guys say that they didn't even notice it at the time, but a dark figure seems to be following them as they are leaving the cemetery grounds. YouTube and Facebook viewers believe that it could be the apparition of one of the children buried in the cemetery.
I mean, could be.
What do you think? You can check.
What do I think? This one's a bit trickier just because, like, the sound was very clearly of a person running, the running sounds. Children laughing, I don't know. It can all be done in, like, After Effects. The big thing is it all comes down to the reliability of these two. I have no idea who they are. I don't know if they are. I guess they're ghost hunters. So going back to what I said in my last video, if you're a ghost hunter, I'm just automatically predisposed to just believe you less because you have a financial incentive to find results. And like as a ghost hunter, as an entertainer, your job is to entertain, it's not to get legitimate results. So you are inclined to fake results. So this one's probably fake. This one's probably done with some kind of effects things. It's mostly, I find clips like this where it just sounds kind of boring because it's like, oh, what was that? Okay, but what it's just a sound like, in my apartment, I have a family of pigeons that live up above. And it just sounds like people walking around, but it's just pigeons. But like, there are times where it just sounds super creepy. You're like, what is that? But it's just the pigeons that live up there, right? So there's definitely like a lot of just very plausible explanations for that. So it's a boring clip. It's not particularly creepy until like the last shot there. I don't think it's very I think this one's probably fake.
Check out this full video and more creepy investigations over on Kevin and Fabio's YouTube channel, Archivo Extinto. High School Haunt. After a devastating fire destroyed most of the town of Goldfield, Nevada in 1923, the Goldfield High School was one of only 2 remaining large historical buildings in town. The high school was built in 1907, and although at first it was only a high school, eventually it was used to teach children of all ages. It is said that when the school was in operation, the children were often cruelly punished by the school's somewhat sadistic principal. Even darker, a student allegedly passed away from carbon monoxide inhalation in the building's coal room. Goldfield High School was closed in 1953 due to a cracked and weakening foundation. It has remained empty and abandoned for almost 70 years. Locals claim that the building is extremely haunted by both the spirits of the departed principal and her former students. Ghost hunters Tony, Desmond, Caden, Jossam, and Eric from the YouTube channel Ogden Paranormal spend the night at the creepy abandoned school in hopes of capturing evidence of paranormal activity. Soon after they begin to set up their equipment, team member Eric, who is near the former principal's office, begins to feel very ill.
What's going on, bro?
I feel like I just got socked in my stomach. I feel so nauseous now.
It's like you got socked in your stomach?
Yeah. I was just following Caden, trying to figure out where to put this dude.
Yeah, it's weird.
I was walking this way, you behind me, and then you just like, and it was just like, whoa. I think you said whoa or something like that, and it was just kind of like.
This is another one of those things where I'm just like very inclined to have a naturalist answer for this. Because like, of course your instinct's like, oh, it's clearly paranormal, but it's like you've set yourself up to believe it's paranormal, even if it isn't, because it's like you're on a paranormal investigation. You're already there looking for the paranormal. So when anything the slightest bit weird happens, your brain automatically wants to connect it to what you're looking for, even if it's not the case. And just getting nausea, maybe he's like, there's just a lot of naturalist explanations that you could go through before paranormal.
Almost like he was gonna like stumble, and he just actually sat down.
You good, E?
I think I need some air, dude.
Yeah, let's get you outside, bro.
I feel so sick right now.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. Like I said, don't feel like
I guess
you...
it could be worse, right?
It could be worse, and here's the other thing is, like, you're in charge here. It's not, you know, it's their building and stuff, but...
person, dude, and I feel like crying right now.
Now, Eric is a diehard skeptic when it comes to the paranormal, but after this experience, he is reluctant to join the others as they head back upstairs. It seems that the Ogden Paranormal team is beginning to provoke some strange, unexplained activity in the abandoned high school. The team splits up and only Tony, Jossam, and Caden remain on the 3rd floor. They try to taunt what they believe could be the spirit of the school's former principal. That's when things get truly bizarre.
You think it's okay to lock them in a closet?
Because it's not okay. What was that?
That sounds like a chair.
Yeah. What was that? What was that?
Just chair.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate that. I hate that there's a sound and they put over the text, hello. Why? You didn't hear hello. I didn't hear hello. I heard, and then they put the text over it to say hello, and then your brain trying to decipher that, reading that text says, oh, it's hello, and then you can, then it's like, oh, I did hear hello. No, you didn't. You think you heard hello because they led you to think that. God, I wish I could remember the song lyrics, but a good example of like how this works. I was working at Walmart, and one of the other employees, he was injured, so he could only work as a greeter for a time. And he and I were hanging out by one of the doors, and we were listening to a song, and I was like, "You hear this song? It's this lyric." And it's like, "Oh yeah, it is," because the singer didn't enunciate clearly while she was singing. And I was like, "Oh wait, hold on, no, check it out. It's this lyric. It's a different lyric." And he goes, "Oh my gosh, you're right." And literally all I did was I let him. I just told him, like, "Yeah, it's this lyric." And he's like, "Oh yeah, it is that lyric." No, it's this lyric. I was like, "Oh yeah," and he could hear both, and you could actually, like, if you adjust your expectations, which you can do if you're very conscious of it, you can start to hear whatever you want when things are ambiguous like that. So you could probably hear darkness out of that, if you put the text over it. So that's that's something I do hate about these paranormal channels. They're like, here's this text of what you heard. No. Don't fall for that crap. Don't fall for that crap.
The sound of a chair sliding across the floor can be heard, and soon after, an EVP follows that seems to greet them. What makes this incident so strange is that this isn't the only time they hear the mysterious chair. When they are on the 2nd floor, they hear this.
Yes, you did.
Is no one tripping out about that sound upstairs?
That squeaky sound?
It sounded like a chair sliding.
Then again later, this.
Are you up there?
Hello?
Because there are many chairs scattered around the high school building, the team is unable to find the exact source of the mysterious sound. But meanwhile, team members Desmond and Eric are investigating one of the high school's classrooms. Desmond asks the spirits of former students a few confrontational questions about the school's cruel principal. Just then, one of their static cameras in the next room catches something very strange.
Has she hit you?
I like the music he added to this, or the
If she
original
was to
clip.
do that nowadays, she would go to jail.
Right as Desmond says that, our static camera right outside the classroom catches some sort of shadow or mist near the toy trigger objects.
I don't even see it. What am I...
It's pretty faint, but if you look near the bottom half of the screen, you'll see a mist-like anomaly go from right to left towards the piano. We'll play it on a loop so you can more easily see it.
Okay, I
So
see it
did the
now.
Ogden Paranormal
Mists, blurs, anything like that are just the least convincing things imaginable. I think that is where you get the strongest. I'm probably gonna like screw this up and be made fun of in the comments, and that's 100% okay. I think the phenomenon is called pareidolia, where you just like expect to see something and you just start making connections. It's just a blur. It's just like a camera glitch or like a dust bunny rolling across the screen. Please stop trying to claim they're ghosts. Just please. It's cringy. It's just dumb. It's like it's not a ghost. It's a blur. Stop it. Please. Alright, let's finish this out with like, this is pretty boring clips. I'm kind of bummed with these. The first video had a really good clip that I really was impressed by. It was very scary. This was very boring. Hopefully I'm entertaining and I made you smile. We'll finish up and then...
team capture a shadow apparition on camera? Are former students or maybe even the malicious principal still haunting the school hallways? Let me know what you think.
I'm really disappointed too, because like you see the creepy doll and you're like, oh man, we're gonna get a creepy doll clip, and those are pretty creepy. It's just, the head goes, and you're like, ah, no, I'm not. All right, I don't even care anymore. I'm done. This is a dumb ending to this video. Ooh, excuse me. Well, thank you for watching. Please do all the standard YouTube fare. Y'all know the drill: the liking, the subscribing, the notification bell, all that, the sharing, the commenting. And if you're watching on Facebook, yeah, just go ahead and react, comment, share as well. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great one.